Hey there, life editors! Welcome to one of our weekly live stream calls. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right, we are streaming live right now on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're here live, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know where you are watching from and what's on your mind today, because we're talking about all things life editing. And every time I do these live streams, I like to talk about a topic that's important to you. So if there's anything about life editing, my life editing process, motivation, business strategies, productivity, anything along those lines, let me know what you want to talk about so I can have other topics to talk about during these live stream calls. All right, for those of you who are new here, I'm Sage Grayson, and I'm a former book editor turned life coach. I help ambitious women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. I'm a life editor, and so are you. And if you like the topics that we talk about during these live streams, I want you to click the link below and sign up for my free editor's toolkit. It has dozens of free printable worksheets, ebooks, resources, workshops, video workshops, and more to help you become your most productive self. So click the link below and sign up for my free editor's toolkit. All right. So today we have a pretty interesting topic. I will say it's a timely topic too. We're talking about how to keep a positive mindset when everything is wrong. How to have a positive mindset when everything is wrong. And I think we feel like this a lot of times. Can I be completely honest with you? Literally, like 10 minutes before I got on this live stream, I got some very frustrating, upsetting news. So right now I am right there with you with everything's going on. And I'm like, really, really, this is going to happen right before my live stream. But hey, this is life. There are always going to be things that are upsetting the balance, that are rocking us, that are these big obstacles put in our way. And we're like, oh, how am I supposed to function when everything is wrong? And not only just function and get through your days when everything feels like it's going wrong, but also how do you stay positive? Because you know this, I know this, that if you can have a positive mindset, it's going to help you so much. It's going to help give you energy to keep going, to do those big, bold goals that you have for yourself. And if you don't have a positive mindset, you're going to go down this worry spiral. You're going to feel frustrated. It's going to be a struggle to do anything that you want to do. So we always want to have a positive mindset. Now I'm going to take a step back here and say that when I say positive mindset, I am not talking about positive, like toxic positivity. Toxic positivity is when you must be positive and optimistic at all costs, like glue that smile on your face and everything is super happy all the time. And that is not what we're talking about here. I want you to feel free to feel your emotions, but still be positive. I want you to have a hopeful outlook on your life. That even when things are going wrong, I want you to feel like in the future, and maybe even sooner than you think, things are going to turn around and things are going to get better. Hey, Monique. Hi. Thank you so much. Good to have you here for the live stream. Thank you. Love it. All right. So, Monique's got it. We're talking about sunshine, rainbows, happy faces. Yes, but we want to do it in a genuine way. We don't want that toxic positivity. We don't want that you must be happy at all times or nothing but good vibes here. We want to be able to experience true, natural positivity, natural hopefulness, even when things are going wrong, because there were always going to be things going wrong in your life. So this relates to step one of my life editing process, which is create a foundation. And your foundation in your life is anything that keeps you upright, keeps you supported and stable, just like a foundation of a house. So when things are going wrong, we always go back to our foundation. The foundation is going to keep us upright. So your foundation could be people who love you and respect you, like your friends and family. It could be things that are going well for you, like you have a job or you have money coming in. Might not be the best job in the world, but hey, you might have a job and that's good. Having a safe place to live, a roof over your head, food to eat, being able to rely on people in your life, or to have like internet connection or anything like that, to have your health. These are all parts of your foundation. So being grateful for what you have right now, even if it's not perfect, will give you the energy to continue. It'll give you the energy to make changes and to strive for what you want. So even when things are going wrong, and like I said, I had something go wrong literally 10 minutes before this stream, I'm going to stay positive and I'm going to keep moving forward because I know in the end, things are all going to work out and it's going to be okay. So we want to look for positive things rather than brooding on the negatives. Okay, but let's talk about what's going wrong right now because I bet you have a list that's like a mile long of things that are going wrong, things that are frustrating you. So let's talk about it. It's the pandemic, this worldwide health crisis. Everyone is worried about their health and safety. That's pretty stressful. You might be dealing with that. You might have sick relatives. You might have to be like dealing with different changes and guidelines, and that's frustrating. What about job loss or loss of income or an income reduction? Hands up if that happened to you this year. It certainly happened to me in 2020 and I am rebounding this year. But boy, that was tough. For me, I host live in-person retreats and that was impossible during the COVID-19 pandemic. I wasn't able to host retreats and have people come over. So I lost a third of my income in 2020 because I wasn't able to have live in-person retreats. So yeah, that is definitely something going wrong right now. A lot of people are facing job losses or their income has changed or something has changed in regards to their salary or what they do for a living. Other things that are going wrong. Well, there's worldwide stress and drama and frustration and people getting canceled left and right. And honestly, I don't have a problem with cancel culture. I call it accountability culture. And you wouldn't get canceled if you don't do awful things. But I know that's really frustrating where you might have a celebrity or somebody that you look up to, and then all of a sudden they do something that's really awful. And I hate that. I hate that. That has happened to me so many times. So that's frustration. That's kind of like, oh, that just makes you feel like, well, there's no one you can trust. Everyone's a bad person. You might be feeling some of that. How about racial injustice? Oh, yeah, tons and tons of that. Feeling unsafe, feeling let down, feeling hopeless, feeling like society is against you. I think there's a lot of that going on in all sorts of different areas with all sorts of different people. And then how about your own personal struggles? So maybe you have a health problem going on, or maybe you're dealing with family drama, or maybe there's something happening in your neighborhood. You might have your own personal dramas that you are dealing with too. Maybe you're getting divorced, maybe you're moving, or something's frustrating with your finances. So that's a big bird's eye view picture of everything that could be going wrong right now. And I want to hear what's frustrating you. What is making you think like, oh, not this again? Leave a comment below, whether you're here for the live stream or whether you're watching the replay. Let me know what frustrations, obstacles, distractions, just like bad things are you dealing with right now that it's making it really hard for you to stay positive and be hopeful about the future. Leave a comment and let me know. Okay, so we know why we need to stay positive and grateful because it'll give us energy and help us make big changes. Then we know all of these things that we're dealing with. And there's probably 100 other things that are frustrating us and making us feel all doom and gloom. But what are we supposed to do about it? Well, here's a little tough love for you. And I know you know this, but there will always be stressors in your life. There will always be things poking holes in your plans. There will always be things that pop up that just kind of wreck whatever beautiful path you were on. And we have a choice when we are faced with these negative things. And it comes down to our perception. We might not be able to change that bad thing that's happening, but we can certainly change how we perceive it or how we think about it or how we let it affect us. And this is 100% easier said than done. But when you are going through a tough time, when something is happening to you, really the only thing you do have control of is your perception. So like when I lost a third of my income, my perception, I could have been like, well, I'm so mad that I can't do live retreats anymore and I can't have people in person. And that's how I want to do my business. Or, which I did, thank you, thankfully, was shift my mindset and said, okay, I'm not able to do live retreats now. What can I do differently? And two things I did differently. One, I was able to take my live retreats for my Life Editor Academy, and I will leave links below for two things, for my Life Editor Academy and for my Life Editor Weekend. Those both became virtual events. And that was great for many reasons because I was able to keep up with the events. I wasn't able to charge like I used to. but I was able to reach more people. I was able to reach thousands of more people that I couldn't reach if I had said, no, it's going to be an in-person event. Like, you've got to travel if you want to come to this event. And then the second thing that changed was I was able to focus on some other programs that I had neglected. Like, my Startup in 60 program needed a revamp. I was able to do that in 2020. And then this year in 2021, I was able to revamp my Life Editing for Beginners program, which is my flagship program. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was still doing live retreats and I needed all my energy for that. So Monique says, overcoming everything you just said. Yeah, yeah. I bet a lot of us feel like crying, like that emoji right now. There's a lot. There's a lot going on right now. And I can't even compared to some people, like I'm doing fine. I'm doing well. There's a lot of different things going on for all sorts of different groups of people. And we are all struggling. We are all struggling in our own ways. So for me, one of my struggles was the loss of income, but I was able to change my perception and say, no, I can't do it the way I want to do it, but I'm going to make it work anyway. And I was able to do that. And then there are other things that maybe you're going through. Maybe you had a job loss, which that's awful. That sucks. That really does. But maybe it gives you more time to do something else, to spend time with your kids or your family, or maybe it prompted you to do something completely different. Like maybe started your own business or go in a different direction with your career. Or maybe when you didn't have that job anymore, it freed you up so you could move, and maybe you could move across the country to your family or something like that. And I know that's really kind of like a rose-colored glasses look at life, but that's kind of what we're looking for here. We're not going into toxic positivity. We're not ignoring the bad things. We're acknowledging the bad things and changing our perception of it. So let me know if any of you suffered a job loss or a loss in income, because that happened to a lot of my clients. A lot of my clients. I think at least half my clients had some kind of change in their income or in their career in the past year. So leave a comment and let me know if that happened to you. Other things, maybe you're going through a divorce. I've been there. That sucks too. But maybe there's some other light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe both of you were unhappy and now you're able to find your own happiness. Or maybe you're able to make decisions as a single person that you weren't able to make as a couple. Or maybe it's just opening you up to new experiences. What other things are frustrating you or getting in your way? Like, yes, I hate watching the news and seeing that yet another hero or another person that maybe you admire or thought was safe is doing something horrible, and surprised they're actually a terrible person. I hate that. I hate seeing that, but I am grateful for knowing that. I think there's a love-hate thing going on with social media where we are more connected than ever, which means we're hearing more things than ever. So maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago, we wouldn't have heard all of these bad things that celebrities or politicians or whoever are doing. But that ignorance is not bliss. That's keeping us in the dark about what we should have known. And now things are coming to light, and we're able to see people's true intentions and true behavior and true personalities and all of that stuff. So yes, it hurts when we lose our heroes, but I'm very glad to know about some of the bad things that people are doing so I don't keep supporting them. We don't want to keep supporting people and institutions and situations that are actually detrimental to us and our well-being. So yeah, cancel culture or accountability culture, as I call it, can be really frustrating and aggravating, but I'm glad it's here too. So let me know if you've had to change your perception about some of the bad things that are going on. Okay. So we talked about why we need our gratitude foundation. We talked about all the things that are going wrong. We talked about shifting your mindset. But I got this question from one of my Academy members, and I answered her already, but I wanted to answer it here too, because I think some of you are probably feeling the same way. So hers is specifically a business question. And I know some of you don't have businesses, but I think you can take some learning from this too about shifting how you think about things. But half of my clients do have businesses, so this might pertain to more than you think. So she said, how do you hold on to hope and maintain energy and motivation to build a business that is somewhat slowed due to COVID? So yeah, so whether it's a business or your hours were cut or your income was cut or maybe you were fired or whatever. So talking about career and business, how do you stay motivated and positive about it when things are going wrong? And I was talking to another one of my clients this week about how the whole pandemic situation is awful. And she was saying, oh, yeah, when things go back to normal. And I'm like, I don't think things are ever going back to normal. I think this is the new normal. And what if this is the new normal? Or what if normal doesn't happen for another year or 5 years or whatever? So we have to figure out how can we be motivated in the bad place, in this frustration, because these stressors are going to stay around or there's going to be new ones popping up. So how do you stay positive? How do you stay motivated? How do you keep going despite all of this? Okay. So I asked her, what do you need to feel secure? Because when you feel secure, that's going to help you do your work, whether it's career work or it's family work or finance work or health work or whatever. So think about the one thing that's bothering you the most. And what do you need to feel secure? What would you need to feel more secure? And then the second part is, once you know what you need to feel secure in that bad situation, it's not going to fix the bad situation, but you're going to feel a little bit more secure. What's the tiniest step that you can take to get some more of that security? What's the tiniest step you can take to get more of that security? So for my client, she needed two things to feel secure. She needed money, obviously, for her business, and she needed connection with her subscribers and her clients and customers. Okay, so to feel more secure with her money, I suggested that she pivot her income streams. And this is exactly what I just talked about a moment ago. So I had my in-person retreats and I pivoted them to virtual ones. So maybe you need to change your income streams to do something different. Maybe you need to start freelancing and doing some writing. Maybe you need to start running ads on your site. Maybe you need to start diversifying. Instead of doing just one type of product, do multiple different types of products. Next, to feel secure with your money is to cut back on unnecessary spending. So go through all of the apps, all of the streaming platforms, any kind of technology, anything that you have where you get a fee monthly that you're charged. See, what can you cut back at? Is there anything else that you can cut down on? Like for me, I put my dog in doggy daycare once or twice a week, just so I can get a break too, and she can play with all of her doggy friends. But if I needed more money, I would keep her home during the week rather than put her in doggy daycare. Look at your grocery spending. Is there any way you can cut down on any of that? Is there any way you can use more of what you have? So cut back on any unnecessary spending. Then to feel more secure and get some more money, ask your clients what they need. And this is sometimes counterintuitive to business owners because we have an idea of, I'm going to make this product and I'm excited about this product. But if you ask your clients and subscribers and people on your list and people who are reading your blog posts and watching your videos and ask them, well, what do you need? What would be really helpful for you? It might be completely different than what you were thinking. And I know sometimes when I ask my clients and customers, well, what do you want? What do you want me to talk about? Or what do you want me to provide? Sometimes I'm really, really surprised. It's completely different than what I thought. So if they're telling you, hey, this is what I need, this is what would be really helpful for me. If it's something you can provide with your business, if it still fits your niche and your field, then go ahead and make that thing for your customers because they're asking for it. And then in your marketing, remind them, tell them, hey, this is the thing that you asked for because you said you wanted something to do X, Y, and Z, and then explain how your new product is what they asked for. And it does answer all of those questions that they had. It does solve all the problems that they had. So I know some business owners who have really transformed their income simply by listening to their customers, sending out a survey to their customers, sending out a poll, figuring out what they want, and then making that specific thing rather than doing whatever they think they want, but actually asking your customers what they want. And last way to feel more secure with your money, honestly, is to start selling some stuff. I know nobody wants to think about this, but if you need money to pay rent, if you need money to like keep the lights on, you better be ready to do some uncomfortable things. This is not forever things, but it's to get you through. It's to get to that next happy place where you can start making some better choices for yourself. So you might start selling things that you don't need in your home, any clothes that you don't need. You could even sell them on sites where you can get paid for them, like Poshmark or ThreadUp or something like that. Or selling other things that you don't need. If you have a couch that you don't need, a futon that you don't need, or any old computers or old phones. You can sell all of that stuff. Any clothes that you don't need, anything that's just taking up space, but you don't really have a use for it. Um, kind of like if you need money, it's time to swallow your pride and do what you need to do to get that money. So that was one part of it. To feel more secure, she needed money. So I gave her those suggestions and she was able to put some of those in place. And the second part that she needed to feel secure with her business that was struggling because of COVID was connection. So this is connection to her list, connection to her tribe, to feel like people still care about her business, even though it's taken a dip because of the pandemic. So to create a connection, I suggested creating some kind of group. And there are so many different ways that you can create a group. You can do a Facebook group, you can do a meetup group. There are lots of different platforms have different kind of like chat features that you could create. So whatever type of group feels appropriate for your business, create some group where people can come in and just talk and share ideas and support each other. Maybe they all go through your program at the same time and they all are working on the same things together. They all have shared goals. That's really powerful. You could also create a connection by hosting some webinars or some Zoom calls. And this is something that I've started doing. As you've noticed, I've started doing these live streams so I can connect with people live while I'm talking. I also do live streams now in my Life Editor Clubhouse membership site. And that has been great, being able to see people, being able to answer their questions on the fly and let them know that I'm a real person and I'm not always polished and whatever. I think part of creating a connection is being real and vulnerable. And that doesn't mean sharing all of your dirty laundry, but it means showing up in a way where you're not on this pedestal. You're not completely polished all the time. And sometimes I do videos where I do specific editing and I add in some animations and it's all like edited to perfection. And there's no me stumbling over my words or any of that. And those are great, but I know some people who prefer these live streams because it's just like as if we were having a coaching call together and I'm a real person talking to them. So think about that. Is there a way that you can connect with them one-on-one or maybe even through video? So webinars, Zoom calls, streaming, something like that. Another way to create a connection kind of related to the money thing is to do a client survey. So send out a survey to your subscribers, or if you don't have a subscriber list, put it on your blog or put it on social media and ask people like, what do they want to see? How did they start following you? What's their biggest problem regarding X? Or what are their hopes and dreams and goals? Where do they live in the world? And that's a great way to start connecting with them because they feel like you actually care about who they are as people and you're not just seeing them as dollar signs. And the last way to have a connection with your audience that I suggested to my client was to do regular blog postings. So whether that's written blogs or video content or podcasts or whatever it might be, or regular social media content, figure out a way to have regular content. And you can always schedule this in advance so that your tribe, your subscribers, your followers see that you're there consistently. You're not like showing up for one day and then you're gone for 2 months and then you show up again, but you're consistently there, usually daily or weekly, so that they know that you're still providing good information for them. So those are the two ways that I gave to my client where she said she needed to feel secure in her business. So she wanted to feel secure with money and connection. And then I gave her simple ways that she could get closer to earning money and closer to building a connection. All right. So remember, just to recap, whatever you're going through right now, in order to shift your perception, we're going to get you to label and name what do you need to feel secure in this situation, in this bad situation? What do you need to feel secure? And then what are the tiniest steps, the tiniest edits that you can take today or imminently to get you closer to that security? I have some other ideas for you. For those of you who maybe aren't into the business things, I've got a few other ways to help you stay positive when everything is going wrong. First off, I'm going to say something that you've heard a million times before, but I'm going to say it anyways, to keep a gratitude journal. And a gratitude journal really works in the long haul. It's not so great if you do it once or twice and then never pick it up again. But if you have some kind of gratitude practice, that's going to keep you in a thankful state of mind all the time. So when things go wrong, you're going to have this list of things that have gone right for you, or all of the things that are supporting you, your home, your money, your dog, whatever it might be, your health. So you can keep a gratitude journal like in a journal or in your notes app, or you could share one thing you're grateful for every day on social media. I have another video about 10 ways to spice up your gratitude practice, so I will link that below so you can check it out. But also it means going for easy wins. So another way to feel positive is to always look for those easy wins. Like, yes, maybe earning $1 million this month would solve a lot of your problems, but that's a really big win. That's going to take a lot of hard work. Maybe there are some other easy wins, and with every little easy win that you do, a 2-minute task, a 5-minute task, it's going to increase your confidence and increase your positivity by way of doing that. So every little way that you can inch yourself closer to your goals, rather than saying, well, if I can't take a huge step forward, then it's not worth it. So go for those easy wins, because easy wins, they add up over time. Next, keep a progress journal or a praise folder. We've talked about this before. So a progress journal is a list of all of the things that you've accomplished. So I kind of do this with my planner. Instead of writing down what I need to do every day, I use my digital project management software to do that. But in my planner, I write down everything that I have done. So my planner is actually a progress journal. So when I flip through my planner, I see all the things that I've accomplished for each day. And then when I'm having a bad day or something frustrating happens, I can look through my planner and see all of the good things that I've accomplished, all of the progress that I've made. And it's so powerful when you feel like you want to give up, or when you feel like, well, everything's wrong, I should just stop in my tracks. A progress journal can really help you going. Related to that is a praise journal, where either in a physical or a praise folder, either in a physical folder or a digital folder, or however you want to do it, keep track of anytime somebody says something good to you. Like if a client sends you a great testimonial, or your boss sends you an email saying, great job on that report, or whatever it is, or someone sends you a thank you card, whatever it is, put it into your praise folder, so that again, when you're having a bad day or the world is getting you down, you can look through your praise folder and see all of the people who care about you. This is like literally your foundation that we were just talking about. Everyone who's supporting you, everyone who loves you, everyone who appreciates you. And this is helpful for business owners, because I occasionally get nasty comments or nasty emails, and it helps me to look through all of the praise and all of the testimonials and all of the support that I've gotten from my clients when I'm having someone who's like lashing out at me. So that's a great way to stay positive when things are going wrong. And then another way to feel positive is to learn a new skill so that you don't feel left behind. So if things happened either during the pandemic or something, you got sick or your income changed or whatever happened, is there a new skill that you can learn so you don't feel like you're stuck without choices? So maybe that means going back to school, or maybe that's doing some kind of online training, or maybe that's, I don't know, learning another language so that you can get a different kind of job. I'm sure you can think of some kind of skill that if you had that skill, it would give you more choices. So if you're feeling stuck because everything's wrong, one way to feel positive is to do something positive, do something proactive, learn a new skill so that you have more choices. More choices are definitely going to make you feel more positive. And then finally, a really easy way to feel positive when things are going wrong is to act as if things were going well, not in a toxic positivity way, but if things were going well, how would you act? You would probably be kind to yourself, or maybe get yourself a cup of tea, or call a friend. Maybe you would watch your favorite movies or listen to your favorite music. Like, do you guys have a favorite song that you listen to on bad days? Because I do. I certainly do. I love listening to music to pump myself up when I'm feeling down, or even just on regular days, just to get me into a good groove. So I feel more hopeful, more happy to do my work. All right, so those are different ways that you can feel positive regardless of what is bringing you down or what's frustrating you. All right, life editors, I've got some homework for you now. I want you to do something today that makes you feel positive. And I want you to proactively choose your thoughts. So really think about, okay, I want to feel good today. So maybe that means not looking at social media, or at least limiting the time on social media, or not watching the news, or whatever it might be. Or maybe if there's like a toxic person in your life, maybe it's making sure you avoid them today. Or if you must see them, you do something to pump yourself up. Like wear your favorite outfit, listen to your favorite song, or say affirmations before you have to be around that negativity. So do something today to make yourself feel more positive. And then also remember to do the exercise about what would make you feel secure and what's the tiniest step that you can take to feel more secure. So whatever it might be, if it's money, if you need connection, if you need to feel healthy, if you need whatever it is, figure out what you need to feel secure and do the tiniest little step, like something that takes 60 seconds. That still counts to get closer to feeling that security. And then if you liked this live stream, leave a comment and let me know what topics do you want me to cover in the future. Anything about productivity, motivation, business strategies, anything that relates to my life editing process. And then I also want you to click the link below and go download my free Editor's Toolkit resource. You're going to find dozens of printable worksheets, printable ebooks, resources, video workshops, and more to help you on your life editing journey. And I love it. I love my Editor's Toolkit. I put all of my best productivity resources there. So click the link below and go download the free Editor's Toolkit. All right. I don't see any other comments coming in, but if you are watching this replay, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know, what steps do you take to keep a positive mindset when everything is going wrong? Or if you wanted to share, like, hey, this is bothering me today, me and the other life editors can lift you up and give you some suggestions to try. All right. That's all I got, life editors. Thank you so much for joining me today for today's live stream. I will talk to you again real soon. Bye.